Okay, I'm back as a story artist, and my goal here is to address all the feedback that Martin, the director, has left before we can deliver this sequence to editorial. So I'm going to go and navigate to the sequence, and then the revision where Martin has marked reviewed. So now that I'm inside the sequence, I can see that there is more icons. We have annotations and notes, and there's even some highlights. So let's begin to start addressing the revisions. So I'm going to jump over to panel 2, and I can hover over the little comment icon, and that's going to give me a peek into what the last comment is, and it's fly bird closer to camera. I can select the icon as well, and that's going to open up the comments box. Okay, so I know what I need to do for this one. I'm going to go ahead and double click to open it up in Photoshop, make my change. And I'm going to use the replace current image command, and this will replace that current image over in the panel inside of Flix. So we can see this update. Okay, now I want to create another revision. I just want to add a variation and then let the production decide on which works best. So I'm just going to increase the size of it, and this time I'm just going to use Control S to quickly save, and that will also update it inside of Flix. So with that, I'm ready to take a look at the two variations. I can go in and switch between. There's my original, and then I'm going to switch to the second revision, and then the third. So I'm going to leave a note that I've addressed the revisions, added a variation, and it can be decided on which one works best. Okay, I am ready to go to the next one now. So for this one, let's go ahead and select panel 3. Hover over the comment, and I can see it's to add it in between, and then I can toggle on the annotations by selecting the annotation icon on top of the panel there. Okay, I know I need to add it in between. I have some guidance on where we're going to place that, so let's double click on the image. And now we're inside of Photoshop. So just note that we have this annotation layer that's come over from Flix, and this is going to help for reference of where I want to place the bird. So once I have it in position, I'm going to turn off my annotation, and then at this point, I want to go in and send the current image over. I'm using the current image because I want it in between. I need a new panel in between 3 and 4, and there we go. Now let's just thumb through this and see if it works. And it feels pretty good, so it's working, and I'm going to leave a comment in here that has been addressed. Okay, so now on to the next one. This one is a comment that is going to affect multiple panels, and this is to increase the size of the statue. So I want for this one to open the master, and the reason I want this is because I want access to all of the layers that's inside the Photoshop file that's using the layered comps. So I'll select the Photoshop icon and then open up the file. Let's go ahead and make our change. Now the nice thing about using the layered comps in Photoshop is that when I need to make a sweeping change that's going to affect multiple panels, I can do it on this layer, and it's going to affect all of the different layered comps. So it's a nice way when we have these large changes that are going to affect multiple panels. So now in this case, I want to replace each layer comp, and when I select that over inside of Flix, each one of those panels will get updated with a change. So just like that, I'm able to change 4 panels quite quickly. So now let's go ahead and leave a comment here that it's been addressed. Okay, so let's move on to panel 29. And for this, we have a comment saying push into frame, and let's get that annotation on. And this is pretty straightforward, so let's go ahead and make the change. Let's double click on it. It's going to open it up automatically in Photoshop. Now for this, what I'm going to do is use the selection tool. So I'm going to grab the selection tool, draw out the area where I want to push into, and this time I'm going to use the replace cropped current image command. And what this will do is update it inside of Flix, cropping it into that selected area. I'm going to add a comment saying it's been addressed, and I'm ready to send this off. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a comment, feedback addressed, and let's save this. So at this point, we've done our revisions, and let's hand it off to the production coordinator.